I think in '67 when it all started, when Alan Yard leaned over the fence and spoke to Alan Burt next door to each other in Valley Parade and said, why don't we start a cricket club? So I think that's pretty significant.
One could argue the conversation over the back fence that took place 50 years ago, Bernie Dock would probably tell you it was the 87-88 flag, and you know, many others would talk about the flags that we've won in recent years. So there's been obviously a lot of significant days, but I guess the most significant was probably that conversation over the back fence 50 years ago.
Every grand final day.
I think any day the club comes together is the most significant. I think it's impossible to pick out one day, but if I had to, I'd say the day we won the 4th McGibbon Shield flag in a row really meant we cemented ourselves as the premier club in our sphere and in our competition.
I think watching this tonight is STC's biggest day in celebration of 50 years of STC, and having a look around the room tonight, not that I can see everyone here tonight, but the people that have come to support the club, and just shows how strong and how much we all love this club.
Congratulate STC in that early 50th year.
Besides the starting of the club, I think the start of each season is our most significant. It's great that we just continually keep going. Every new season starts.
I think the decision and the way the decision was made to stand alone rather than merge with South Camberwell, it was a really considered and respectful process, and I think that was it was an important decision whichever way it went, but the way it was done also made it very significant.
I think it's got to be the 4th ones premiership in a row. I mean, it's an amazing record.
Probably the first game and the first premiership, which was our first year in A grade.
They're all like the significant days roll on for STC. I suppose that's why everyone keeps on coming back.
Basil Finnegan night for me. I think it's a great day in the calendar where the club gets together towards the end, at the end of the season, you know, and we celebrate the club as a whole. You know, it's not just one team or another. It's the whole club as a whole. I think it's the very most significant day.
Yeah, I think Basil night, and then definitely getting down and watching the finals. You know, really trying to win those flags every year is a big thing, and STC seems to do it pretty well.
I had to go back through the record books actually to see what the most significant day was for STC, but it was Ben Day. He played 8 games from 92 to 94. But there are no other days that were played for STC since then. So I think the most significant day is clearly Ben Day.
Smart, Ellie.
Death.
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 Oh, massive death.
Interesting. Conflicted.
STC life member.
Does a lot.
As I said, he epitomises STC, so I think there'll be a lot of people in the community who he's encouraged along the way.
Heart and soul.
Death.
Death.
One of the great deaths. You could probably say there's been 4 best days at STC for me. I think after the 4 premierships, you could maybe say 6 after the 2 T20s as well. But look, I think the 4 McGibbon Shield premierships, I don't think that'll get beaten anytime soon. So I think that's something that will always stick in my mind.
First 11 premiership in 2008 was my best day at STC.
My best day was probably only recently, and I think it was the T20 Grand Final last season.
It was late on a Sunday in March '88, and after 90 minutes we finally snicked one through between the keeper and first slip to bring up 4 runs, which won us the premiership in '87-88. That was one of my most joyful days. We hadn't won a flag for 17 years. It was a long 17-year plan, and everyone that could possibly be there was there watching. It was just a great day for the club.
Yeah, that first 11 premiership was a great day, breaking a drought, having a small involvement in the win.
13-14 grand final, winning the Burt Shield with the ones winning McGibbon Shield on the ground next door. That was the best day, but the next couple of days were pretty good too.
But yeah, that Sunday, you know, the fact that there was so much talk about this whole idea of premiership eggs, I was excited for it.
It was not long after Doc had dropped me from the ones for turning up late. Didn't realise I didn't have a licence, so I'm relying on other people, but Doc cracked them, drops me to the twos. So the next 2 weeks I got 8 for and stuck it right back up him. I have moved on.
It was a 4th 11, Tom Bark and a lot of juniors were in our side. We won the last game of the season to make it into the finals, which we ended up winning the flag in 98-99. And Tom Bark and I put on 110 for the last wicket partnership to actually get us into that final. So
there was 25 scratchy runs that I made that day. I don't think I played many shots. The one shot I did try and play, I ended up skying. We're about 20 metres in the air. It wasn't that high, it wasn't the sky. The sky used to catch us. But Tim Kerr is one of the smallest opponents I've ever played against. Was had to reach out from under the grass to try and catch it, and fortunately it fell to the earth, and I was able to continue batting and take us to victory. And it was good to stick it up. And
I'd have to be Gummy, Ben Banks-Smith.
Duva Lucky.
Sexual harassment panda.
The seminar,
The tsunami.
both for Sterling Road.
Liz.
Shipper, I love it. I didn't understand it for ages until I knew his last name, and I was like, it's awesome. Yeah.
Vlog features.
Vlog features is good.
Vlog
Yeah.
features.
I like Splasher. James Downey, Splasher Downey, that's a funny one.
Molly.
Shwara!
Or Reg, the typo error in a newsletter for Greg Wignall. They missed the G and he was called Reg for a long time.
Well, I've probably copped a fair few different ones over the years. I've had Big Gael, I've had the Big Juicy, the Hamburglar.
Bags.
Foxtel just comes to mind, but
I think the 40th anniversary was a really, really great memory for me, and I think when we inducted Bags, or Herman as we used to know him, into the legend status, and all this planning went into making sure he wouldn't McCoy on stage, and he got up, and I had the misfortune of having to interview him, or I thought it was misfortune, and he just got up and spoke from the heart. And Bags is someone who's been through the ringer, but his true STC spirit really shone through that day, and I think it was a really special day for us.
You play for premierships, and that's what you do. And I think to win 4, and also I think the 2 T21s probably get overlooked a little bit. But to win the ECA T20 twice in the space of 7 years is massive.
my best memory, and it's a funny one, is Phantom at a Christmas party, running towards me, trying to throw a tennis ball at me. He slips over, face plants straight into the ground on the hill, on the boundary line. Getting up and just saying that, I reckon I laughed for about 10 hours after laughing. That is fondest memory of STC.
Jack Crone on the barbecue, premiership eggs.
Greg Wignall propping up a wall at 4 o'clock in the morning with a fixed grin and a beer after that 87-88 premiership.
In 1981, I was involved in a record partnership as a 16-year-old with Kev Lynch, and it's still a record now.
My favourite memory of STC is singing the song out on the pitch in the dark after the ones won the McGibbon Shield in 2013-14.
Sitting in the change rooms afterwards, after that win, so just the team just basking in the afterglow of winning a premiership.
The greatest memory for me was when the 1s and 2s both won flags on Macleay Park, side by side. It was so good to have the whole club around you when people can just like turn their shoulder and watch a wicket or watch a boundary. It was brilliant. So the whole club got involved for a flag. It was so good, for 2 flags.
Oh, when the Saints
go marching in.
Oh, when the Saints go marching in.
Oh, how I want to be in the number 69.
Oh, when the Saints go marching in.
Oh, when the Saints go marching in.
Oh, when the Saints go marching in.
Oh, how I want to be in the number 69.
Oh, when the Saints go marching in.